Good morning, students. As we were discussing about the chi-square test. So yesterday we have given one example related to the chi-square test and asked you to solve the examples. So it is little bit different from the others problem solving which I have given earlier. So little bit different from that. Therefore, it need to be explained. So in order to explain this example, so what is given in that example 19.5 is that in a sample survey of public opinion, two questions were asked. So two questions were asked. What was the two question? First is that, do you drink? That was the first question. And the second one is that, are you in favor of local option on sales of liquor? Means, are you in favor of the local options? Means those people who used to drink त्यांना काहीतरी they should be supplied with the local option or not. So this is the second question. So here we have to find out or solve, we have to calculate for the chi-square, and we have to find out the test of independence of the attributes. So whether these two questions are interdependent or independent, we have to find it out. So here we are going to find out for the test of association between the two events. So two events is already given. That what is the first event? Do you drink? That will shows you the opinion of the people. Yes, some of them they used to say that yes we drink, and someone will say no we don't drink. And the second question is the second event. So we are going to test the association between the two events in the binomials or multinomial samples. So if you are given two sample or more than two samples, we are going to find out the association between the two events. So here certain data is given, and according to that data we have to calculate the chi-square. Before solving the problem, you must know certain terms, that is the null hypothesis or the alternative hypothesis. So in order to test the significance test करने के लिए कुछ steps follow करना पड़ता है, and one of them is step 1 is the laying down the hypothesis. First we have to lay down the hypothesis. So we have to lay down the hypothesis. Before that we have to identify the hypothesis. So first we have to identify the hypothesis and then we have to lay it down. And the next step is there are two alternatives about the accepting or rejecting a hypothesis. एक बार हमने हाइपोथेसिस को पहले फाइंड आउट करना, आइडेंटिफाई करना है, उसके बाद उसके दो ऑप्शन हो सकते हैं. वन विल बी दी null hypothesis and another will be the alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis is the hypothesis is correct. मतलब हम क्या कंसिडर करके चलते हैं, तो the hypothesis which is put forward and it is correct and accepted. हमने जो hypothesis पुट फॉरवर्ड किया है वो हाइपोथेसिस करेक्ट है, उसे हमने एक्सेप्ट किया है बिकॉज का कि ऑब्जर्व्ड वैल्यू डज नॉट शो मच डिविएशन फ्रॉम द एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू. सो वी कैन से दैट कि ऑब्जर्व्ड वैल्यू डज नॉट शो much deviation than the expected value. Means the value of observed value as well as expected value are almost near to each other. So we can say that the hypothesis is accepted, or the hypothesis which we have, the statement which has been put forward is correct. That is said to be null hypothesis, and it can be denoted by means of HO. So hypothesis null. That's why it is represented as HO. So null hypothesis can be represented by means of this way. null hypothesis. So in order to test the significance, we have to first put forward the hypothesis first, and then according to the hypothesis, first we have to put forward the null hypothesis, whether the observed value is, if it is equals to expected, matlab it is a little bit near to that expected value, then we used to say it, we used to follow the null hypothesis. And one more hypothesis, that is said to be the alternate hypothesis. So in this hypothesis, the hypothesis is not accepted or it is rejected. We used to say that one event does not resembles the another event, or you can say that the hypothesis is not accepted or rejected. Why? Because the observed value varies distinctly from the expected value. So this value varies distinctly from the expected value. The value of the observed value is totally different from that of the value of the expected value. So we can say that the hypothesis can be tested, or when we used to test the significance, we have to consider both these hypotheses, whether the expected value is equal to observed value, and if the expected value is not equals to, or it is almost not nearby, then it is said to be the hypothesis considered to be rejected. You know that chi-square test is very simple but very powerful test for testing the hypothesis of a number of statistical problems. And important use of chi-square is in order to test of independence. So in order to test of independence means one attribute does not depend on the another attribute, can be tested by means of the null hypothesis or by means of the test of independence. Chi-square test is normally used. So here chi-square test is used to test on the basis of cell frequencies, you know that, and whether the two outcomes are independent or not will come to know in this test of independence. So here under the null hypothesis, the two attributes TES, the two attributes are independent, and expected frequencies, in order to calculate the expected frequencies of any cell, may be calculated by means of this formula. So the formula is that E is equal to horizontal rows into column total by grand total. So this is the formula by which we can calculate the expected frequencies. Now we are going to put this formula and we are going to find out the expected frequencies. Now coming up to the problem, that is test of association between two events in the binomial or the multinomial samples. Here the chi-square value are used to measure the test of independence and between two or more attributes. Some of the examples normally are here two sets of events are considered, two sets of events are studied, like association between the iron intake and the hemoglobin. So if the content of the iron is increased, the amount of hemoglobin increase or decrease, that can be shown by means of this test. Or one attribute does not depends upon the another attribute, like intake of iron does not interfere with any type of hemoglobin, does not increase the percentage of the hemoglobin. So this way many examples are there. And next example is season and the fecundity. Fourth is the T4 injection and the oxygen consumption. So if the injection of T4 injection doesn't interfere with the oxygen consumption, that can be checked by means of the test of association between the two events. Nutrition and the intelligence, is the effect of nutrition is there on the intelligence or not. Weight and diabetes, is there any association between the weight and diabetes? These are the various examples by which we can check by means of the chi-square test. So this is also called the test of independence of the attributes. Here two attributes are checked whether they depend or not. So here the problem is that in a sample survey of the public opinion, two questions were asked. Normally in the survey, two questions were asked. One, do you drink? Or next was the, are you in favor of local option or on sale of the liquor? So these two questions were asked in the survey, and according to that a chart is prepared, and this the given chart is there. We have to find out the expected observation. So the expected observation can be calculated by the given steps. So how to solve the problem? The steps should be included. The first step you have to write in this way only solution, that is step first. First we have to find out the hypothesis. The hypothesis is that what is the main problem? The problem sale of the liquor and its association with the individual drinking. So what is the statement or hypothesis you have put forward is that problem. What is the problem? Sale of the liquor is and its association with the individual drinking. So if the liquor is sold, is there any association between the sale and the individual person who is because of the sale they are drinking or not? The people who are drinking, normally this activity is interrelated or not. So the next step, that is data. What is the data given? Given in the above table, the attributes have been classified in two-way table. So we know that in the given table, the attributes were two-way. Two-way means what? Two-way means two questions were asked. 56 people says yes. Do you drink? Yes. And 31 people says no. So 56 people says yes we drink, and 31 people says no we don't drink. Next, second question were asked. So next attribute, that is the two events are given, drink, and next is sales, something related to sales. So are you in favor of local option on the sale of liquor? So do you want or this question says that really want there should be a certain local option for the sale of the liquor. So 18 people they used to say yes there should be an local option for the sale of the liquor, and 6 people says no. So here normally two attributes is given, and according to that we have to. So the data, what is given? Given in the above table is the attributes have been classified into two-way table. And now the third step, that is hypothesis. The first step will be the problem, second what is the given data, and third one is the hypothesis. I said that hypothesis, there should be two type of hypothesis. First will be the null hypothesis and another will be the alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis, it can be written as HO, means that says that sale of the liquor is independent of the individual drinking. Says that it is no relation between the individual drinking. So they are independent. So it is said that null hypothesis, it is the sale of the liquor is independent of the individual drinking. Means the people who are drinking, there is no relation with the sale of the liquor. And what does the alternate hypothesis says that the sale of the liquor is associated with the individual drinking habit. They used to say that if there is no sale, there will be no drinking habit. And if there is a sale, there is certain association between the sale of the liquor and the drinking habit. And what does the null hypothesis say? There is no relation between the drinking and the sale of the liquor. So these two hypotheses we have to put forward, we have to assume, and then we are going to calculate. What we are going to calculate? The alternative hypothesis. How the sale of liquor is associated with the individual drinking habits. Now step 4. Step 4 is calculation of frequency association and presentation of the data in the table. Now we have to present the data whatever the table is given according to that. So here yes and no. So yes, in the earlier data we have seen, so this is the given data is 56 and 18 says yes. So altogether of 56 and 18 will gives you the 74, and 31 plus 6 will give you the 37. So altogether 56 plus 31 people they used to do you drink? Yes, means they used to drink. So 87 people used to drink, and 24 people they used to say there is no relation between the sales of the liquor. There should be a favor of, they are in favor of local option on sale of the liquor. So coming up to the next table. Now how to find out the observation value is already given. We have to find out the expected frequency. So the formula for that is column total into horizontal rows divided by grand total. So here 74, first one, we have to calculate the expected frequency. How 58 has come? Expected frequency, that is, what is the formula? Horizontal rows. Horizontal rows, that is nothing but the 87. Therefore, horizontal rows will be 87 into column total. So what is the column total? That is equal to 74. So 87 into 74 divided by what is the grand total? Grand total is 111. So here we can write that 74 into 87 divided by 111 will gets you almost 58. So this is the observed frequency, expected frequency. Similarly, we have to find out for the no, that is 74 into 24 rows. I said horizontal rows into column in divided by grand total. So 74 into 24 divided by 111 will gives you the 16. So this is the expected frequency. Earlier it was 56 and 18. So we got the observed frequency as well as the expected frequency. Similarly, we have to find it for no also. Here we know that 37, that is horizontal column into rows. So rows is 24. Therefore 37 into 24 divided by 111 will gives you the 8. So in this way we have to find out the frequencies for the expected frequencies. So we have calculated the expected frequency. So it was 58, 29, 16 and 8 of the 2 events. So here 56, it was the observed value minus expected value will get minus 2. Similarly, here this is observed value minus expected value will get 2. So in this way we will get the observed minus expected. So similarly in no also we will get the observed minus expected. We know that we have to square it. So we have to put all this data in the contingency table, and here first one, that is 56 minus 58, that is minus 2, that is squaring. We have to square it, and after squaring we have to put in the formula and we will get some round about 0.069. Similarly, from the next one, 18 minus 16 is equal to 2. We have to square it, O minus E, then you will get a certain value. Then we have to sum total this value. So 0.0957 is the chi-square value, summation of all the chi-square value. Next steps we have to write, that is step 8, that is we have to calculate the degree of freedom. The degree of freedom can be calculated by n minus 1, I said that, or you can be calculated by this formula also, r minus 1 and c minus 1. R is row, c for column. So degree of freedom, that is 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1, column, 2 columns are there, rows, 2 rows were there. So 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. DF also calculated by n minus 1. Number of observation, normally 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. So here the degree of freedom is 1. So step 9, that is the critical value of chi-square. The observed value, we know that observed value was 0.957. Chi-square, summation of all these chi-square value, and expected value was 0.05, and the degree of freedom is 1. So we have to find out 0.05 per 0.957, the degree of freedom 1, and significance, normally we used to take 0.05. When we match the significance with the degree of freedom 1, the value of chi-square is given in the given table, that is 3.411. So at the time of the examination, we will be supplied with the table. According to that table, you have to, if the degree of freedom is 2, then you have to coincide whatever 0.05 significance, whatever it will give around 5.9. And similarly, degree of freedom beyond for 3 is 7.82, etc, etc. So here at significance level 0.05, and the chi-square value is estimated to be 3.41. We know that the calculated, what we got after the calculation, the calculated value of chi-square is, that is 0.957, is less than the 3.411. So we say that null hypothesis is accepted, or the sales, what was the null hypothesis? The sale of the liquor is independent or no association with the individual drinking. So if you get the value less than the tabulated value, then you can say that the null hypothesis is accepted. And if you get the chi-square value more than the given value, chi-square tabulated value, then you can say that the alternative hypothesis has been accepted. In this way, you have to solve the problem. Thank you for watching.